Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission 2021 Awards Program. I'm Mike Prince. I'm the Director of the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning, and it's my privilege to welcome everybody to join us today as we recognize people and organizations around the state that are committed to traffic safety. Just a couple of things. If everyone would keep their microphones on mute for right now, unless you're speaking. Also, this award ceremony usually occurs at the Michigan Traffic Safety Summit, which happens in March of each year. And as many of you know, the Traffic Safety Summit was canceled for this year due to the COVID pandemic. But we're gathering today, a couple of months later, in this virtual format to honor individuals and groups that have worked so hard to make our roadways safer. And we're very happy that we had an opportunity to do this program virtually this year. Today, we will present two outstanding traffic safety achievement awards. We will also be presenting the student award. And then three honorees are going to receive the Richard H. Austin Long-Term Traffic Safety Award later in the program. Before we announce the award recipients, I'd like to recognize the hard work of the selection committee of the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission. It's difficult to go through the applications and make decisions when there are so many worthy programs and accomplishments and people determined to improve traffic safety in Michigan. Serving on the selection committee this year were Hank Kelly from the city of Grand Rapids, who formerly served on the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission, and her term ended here just coming up. I think today is Hank Kelly's last day on the commission. Rachel Telder from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Chief Ron Wiles from the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, and also Kendall Wingrove from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning, our communications manager. So we appreciate their contributions and hard work. And I would also like to welcome all of the members of the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission who are able to be on the call today. Our first award today goes to a horse-drawn carriage safety program, and it's part of the Michigan State Police Gladstone Post Traffic Education and Awareness Program. And in 2019, 6 Amish families purchased farms and established residence in rural Delta County. These families met with local officials to discuss their safety concerns for horse-drawn carriages on the routes of commerce between their homes and businesses in Escanaba and Gladstone. Local officials took numerous steps to alert the community, including contacting the County Road Commission, who acquired and set up traffic signs along the Amish traveled routes. Local radio stations and newspapers used press releases from the Michigan State Police Gladstone Post to raise awareness and help spread safety messages. The Michigan State Police contacted businesses in Escanaba and Gladstone, which led to the creation of safe zones for Amish customers to secure their horse-drawn carriages while shopping. Gladstone Post Commander, First Lieutenant Gregory Cunningham, stated, quote, "The impact has been extremely positive and well received by the Amish settlement and the area residents. Local law enforcement and troopers have frequently patrolled the traveled routes and have noticed that speed of vehicles is reduced. There have been no safety issues or crashes since creating this initiative," unquote. Accepting the award for the Michigan State Police Gladstone Post is First Lieutenant Cunningham of the Michigan State Police. And Lieutenant, I'd like to welcome you to the program. And if you have any comments you'd like to make, feel free to jump on the line and unmute your microphone.
Okay, thank you. Well, we certainly welcome the award today, and we're appreciative of the recognition that went towards it. Our goal this whole time was, as it is for any of the other traffic safety initiatives we have, is that with this new settlement in our area, it was something brand new. We, of course, being in the Upper Peninsula, inclement weather and a lot of darkness through the fall and winters. We didn't want to see any accidents happen with any of our families as they tried to just do simply commerce like all the rest of us would do. It was great. The community came together. The radio stations, particularly WDBC out of Escanaba and Craig Werpel, really promoted that our safety part of this and peace, and so did the Daily Press out of Escanaba. It was really nice to see, and the businesses there, and you showed many pictures of them from both big vendors that are statewide vendors and local businesses partnered up, and they, at their own cost, they put safety areas around their businesses for horse-drawn carriages, and it's been great. It's been unique seeing them traveling through the area in the Delta County area every day through downtown Gladstone, through downtown Escanaba. And it's been really nice pulling into our bigger grocery stores in our towns and seeing they have a safe place. They're not tied up to one of the power poles or something else in the middle and spooking their horses or making it unsafe for them. So it's been tremendous. We did have one issue, and I think it was there in that application when we first had the road commission put all the signs up. We continued to have road signs that were stolen. I guess somebody really liked the horse-drawn carriage signs, and we had many of those stolen. So it took a while until that stabilized and they were not stolen anymore. And but the main routes in the area now that are marked, it's been wonderful. And speaking with one of the family members, I let him know that this award was going to be announced today. We're appreciative of the fact that just trying to be safe, just like all of us, is to get into and out of our communities for regular commerce and for shopping. They really appreciate it, and they love the part that the Office of Highway Safety Planning is recognizing that safety, because that's all they want too. And so that's all I have to say on it. And I appreciate the award, and the goal is to have no accidents, no injuries, and we have achieved that, and we're appreciative. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Lieutenant Cunningham. And anybody that watches some of the news around the country, particularly in communities where there are large groups of Amish populations, if you're in Michigan, you're in Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, you see some pretty tragic events that occur on the roadways where there are serious and fatal interactions between vehicles and horse-drawn carriages. And it's really great that you were able to work up there with the local businesses and get some steps put into place to try and mitigate something like this from happening up in your area. So we congratulate you. Wonderful job, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next recipient is the Kentwood Police Department for a student safety initiative. And during the 2019-2020 school year, the Kentwood Police Department's Traffic Service Bureau initiated a unit goal of dedicating time for school speed zone and school bus violations. This involved multiple traffic units patrolling during the morning and the afternoon time periods, utilizing stationary enforcement at high traffic school bus stops, and shadowing buses transporting students to watch for violations by vehicles traveling near and around school buses and school speed zones. The program, which included more than 183 hours of enforcement, was effective and well received by the community. There were 31 school bus violations and 428 school speed zone violations issued, which kind of gives you an example of the seriousness of the problem. For a comparison, the previous school year, there were only 10 school bus zone violations and 51 school speed zone violations. Also, during the first month of the program, 93 speed citations were issued, which peaked at 104 and then fell to 31 for the final month. Accepting the award is Sergeant David Unseld of the Kentwood Police Department. Sergeant, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. This was quite an undertaking for our department. I know a lot of the pictures show multiple members of the Kentwood Police Department. Our Traffic Services Bureau consists of myself and 3 other officers, and this was one of our goals for the year, obviously, was to reduce the school speed limit violations and the bus violations. And we were cut short 2 months, so we probably could have had more, but we we figured what we did had quite a large impact on the community, especially when we had at points just the 4 officers out there, and we had parents calling our school resource officers wanting to know why there were 10 to 15 cars out there at one time when in actuality there was only up to 4. But so I'm here with my patrol captain as well. He wanted to say a few words.
Hi, I'm very appreciative to the committee, and just like you said earlier, probably the amount of awards or take back agencies that you had to go through to find the perfect department. And I believe our traffic unit, one of the top units around, having very small, yet as you read off some of the statistics, did an incredible job. This dedicated time near and dear to our heart because of our children that are going to and from school. And like you said, with all these violations that were written and school bus violations and the speeding violations, it is a problem. And I think a pretty big dent in it, and I think people are a little more cognizant of the speeds in the buses around those areas. So we're very happy with this award. And our city we've had Facebook posts, our city intranet, very welcome. We thank you very much.
Well, you're very, very welcome, and our congratulations to the to your agency for all their hard work in getting this program implemented and the results of the program. And I know that police agencies all over the state and the country receive a lot of phone calls about safety for the students and in school zones and so forth, and school bus zones. So this is an area that is deeply the community is very passionate about. And so congratulations again on the award and for a job well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now present the student award. Madeline Johnson and Regan Graham, both seniors at Traverse City West Senior High School, are being recognized for their outstanding efforts to promote traffic safety. Both Madeline and Regan were nominated for the award by the Michigan State Police Trooper David Pritchard for their leadership and involvement in the Drug Awareness Program, basketball game, and Students Together Against Negative Decisions, or STAND. The leading cause of death among teenagers is traffic crashes, and as members of Traverse City West Senior High's STAND program, Madeline and Regan were pivotal in bringing awareness, education, and resources to both students and adult populations regarding illicit drug use, mental health stigma, and counseling available in their community. More than 2,000 people attended the drug awareness basketball game, where information tables included professionals from Families Against Narcotics, Hope Not Handcuffs, and local addiction treatment services. In nominating the two seniors, Trooper Pritchard said, quote, Madeline and Regan did an outstanding job at utilizing area resources and professionals to make their event a huge success. They partnered with multiple substance use disorder professionals, wellness educators, recovery coaches, and law enforcement, unquote. The students also sought monetary and in-kind donations from local businesses to sponsor the event, and conducted live interviews during the event and compiled a press release to inform local media. Congratulations to Madeline and Regan. And are the two of you with us today? There they are. Great picture. And I'm assuming that's Trooper Pritchard there. And yeah, that's an outstanding program, and if you're on the line, you can unmute yourself and say a few words or say hi. You don't have to make any speeches, but we're very proud of you. And the Student Award has only been with us for a short time now for the GTSAC, and so we're very, very happy to be able to recognize students who are doing a wonderful job to promote traffic safety in their community, particularly given the fact that traffic crashes are the leading cause of death for teenagers.
Hey, Mike, it's Linda. They sent a message saying that their connection isn't working too well and they can't hear anything. Just so you know.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. And again, our congratulations, Trooper Pritchard. Thank you for nominating both Madeline and Regan, and congratulations for a wonderful job. And that's a wonderful photo that you sent us, and we really appreciate it. The final awards this morning will be presented by Assistant Secretary of State, Heaster Wheeler. Thank you for joining us today, Assistant Secretary of State Wheeler, and I'll hand it off to you now.
Yes, sir, and good morning, Michael Prince. What a pleasure to be here. Thank you so very much for having me. I'm proud to be here on behalf of our Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson. Though she couldn't be with you personally, she asked me to extend her gratitude for the good work you do every day for our great state to keep our roads safe and to save lives. I want to personally acknowledge our traffic safety team. I know many of them are here with us now. They have continued the fine tradition of service to our state that was advanced so strongly by our longest serving Secretary of State, Richard Alston, our very own Mr. Traffic Safety. And they've done him proud. Even during the pandemic, they've kept pushing forward with priorities designed and implemented to save lives. So on behalf of the Secretary and the 10 million people she represents, I want to thank you for your service to the people of Michigan. Before I announce our award winners, I would like to take a few moments to provide an update from our department. As you may recall, a year ago, the Secretary asked us for help in gathering best practices and educational strategies with regards to the legalization of marijuana and impaired driving. Our department is deeply invested in the public education aspect of this priority, given our insight and our oversight of driver training and licensing. As always, the collaboration that defines our GTSAC partnership is proving invaluable as many stakeholders step forward to share information and data that will help us build a foundation for moving forward. For all of us here today, this is a new era for traffic safety. Our partners at the state police are involved in roadside drug testing pilots, and OHSP is advancing a public awareness campaign that we intend to broadly support through the extensive reach of our office. I think all of us can expect this to remain an evolving priorities and evolving priority in the months ahead. Regarding the graduated driver's license program and foster care teens, the Secretary also spoke to you about the significant challenges that teens in foster care face with getting licensed to drive. For these young people, getting a license can be a bumpy, if not insurmountable, challenge. And cost is often an impediment. In addition, many teens in foster care don't have access to a car or an engaged adult for the required 50 hours of behind-the-wheel supervised drive time. We estimate that there are some 2,000 teens in foster care between the ages of 14 and 17. And recent data shows that 55.5% of these youth, 16 and older, don't have a license or a state ID. What does that mean for their future? Their ability to get a job and to make a living, or their ability to attend college or a vocational school. And what does it mean to have a group of young people miss out on the important traffic safety instructions provided through our GDL program that could one day save their lives or the lives of others? To tackle this mountain, we engaged a workshop of stakeholders and our partners at Detroit Department of Health and Human Services, who helped us identify, you heard me say Detroit, that's where I'm from, so every once in a while it slides in there. The Department of Health and Human Services, who helped identify major issues involving funding, the licensing process, and available data. And together we began developing strategies to address these issues. For instance, the Department of Health and Human Services is looking at opportunities to educate caseworkers and foster parents on how to get funding for driver education through the federal Youth in Transition program. The Department of Health and Human Services is also considering legislation that incentivizes foster parents to put youth on their auto insurance. And they're looking at SHAFI funds to provide access to a training vehicle so these kids can get behind the wheel experience they need to be licensed. On our end, we're working on the development and coordination of training for foster parents, caseworkers, and branch office employees on acceptable documentation to meet licensing and ID application requirements. And we're supplying driver education providers with resources to assist them in understanding the Department of Health and Human Services payment process for their services. Together with our stakeholders, we're making good progress, and I'd like to thank everyone involved, particularly our friends at the Department of Health and Human Services, for embracing this priority and moving the ball down the field. The Secretary also asked me to provide you with an update on the improvements we've been making to our driver and vehicle operations. Our goal is to make doing business with us convenient, infrequent, and efficient. And we are delivering on that goal in multiple ways. We've expanded our online services so most of our customer transactions can be done from home. We've replaced all of our self-service machines and put many of them in Meijer and Kroger stores where Secretary of State transactions can be completed 7 days a week. And we continue to offer many transactions by mail. On rare occasions when the law requires an office visit, our appointment system keeps most visits to under 20 minutes. Those appointments are available up to 6 months in advance, but every weekday at 8 a.m. and noon, we release thousands of appointments for the next day. We've also been able to implement a few more things to reduce the number of people who need to visit us in person. For instance, people can now pull their own driving records online. People can now pull their own driving records online. We've already seen nearly 10,000 people take advantage of that new service since we launched it in March. Student drivers are now being issued a photo license hard card for their GDL license level 1 instead of a paper license, which means they only need to visit our office once instead of twice. Motorcyclists can now add their CY endorsement to their license online. And now you can do standard and enhanced driver's license and ID renewals online as well as on our self-service stations, unless you need a new photo. Speaking of needing a new photo, beginning July 1, drivers will only need to come and get a new license photo every 12 years instead of every 8 years. As you might expect, this will significantly reduce the volume of people we see in our branch offices. All of these changes are redefining how people interact with our office, with service and convenience being the driving qualifiers, and people are embracing it. We've already seen Michigan residents complete 60% of their business with us remotely, up from 30% in 2019. And we know that that number will continue to go up as people discover the convenience of our service-driven options. Residents across the state are telling us that they love our new system, and we're still working to improve it. We're currently adding more appointments to serve more people, and we've asked the legislature to support residents by not requiring them to come to our offices as frequently. It is definitely a new era for the Secretary of State, and I'm happy to share this news with all of you. For more information on any of our services, please visit and tell everyone you know they can visit michigan.gov/SOS. Now it is my special privilege to make these award presentations. I see a round of applause. Thank you so very much. Look at there. Or are you saying thank you for getting to the awards part? So now I'd like to shift gears and get to the moment you've been waiting for, the announcement of the Richard H. Austin Long-Term Traffic Safety Awards. Let me say this on a very, very personal note. First of all, Richard Austin was the longest serving Secretary of State in Michigan history from 1971 to 1995. He actually became Secretary of State. I was still in high school. And I remember my college years, I had the opportunity to meet this guy, the fact that he was African-American, and I didn't know any African-Americans in such a high level of responsibility. I was in awe of that man. And then I had a chance to see him a few times over the years. So it is my pleasure to work in the Secretary of State's office at this stage in my life and career. So I'm honored to be here. During his long and distinguished career, Secretary Austin earned a national reputation as an outstanding and effective advocate for traffic safety. Today's awards are a fitting tribute to his lifetime pursuit of excellence. First of all, I'm going to call your name, and if you're here, I want you to be in a ready position to just make some acceptance remarks, brief acceptance remarks, maybe a minute or so. I'm going to start with Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole. Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole is the first of our recipients being recognized today. Sheriff Cole was nominated for the award after supporting traffic safety efforts for 35 years. Sheriff Cole has worked thousands of hours as a traffic crash reconstructionist. He was the lead reconstructionist for the county sheriff's office from 2001 to 2012 and is considered an expert witness in courts of law. He has partnered with his community on various safety projects, including working with the local educational service district to provide proactive response training for school bus drivers. Sheriff Cole has also been working with businesses along US 10 to provide traffic signage to help motorists navigate safely. And he's been researching the types of crashes on US 10 and securing left turn signal arrows at major intersections, which helped reduce the number of head-on left turn crashes in the county. Congratulations to Sheriff Kim Cole. Sheriff Cole, are you?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hear you fine. You got.
Excellent. Sir, thank you for your kind words and the comments, and to the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission. Thank you for the recognition. You know, I've had the opportunity to be involved in a lot of cool things over my career, and this certainly is one of the highlights. So thank you, and thank you for your efforts in traffic safety to those visiting our state and our residents alike. Thank you.
Thank you.
To those working behind the scenes with Safe Drivers Smart Options, those serving on this great committee, Linda Fetch, Gary Bubar, and others, the healthcare professionals, social service professionals, thank you for all your work. You know, I've had the privilege of working beside these folks for the past 6 years, and their commitment to traffic safety is second to none. To those with OHSP, Director Prince, Julie Roth, thank you to both of you for your willingness to work with us Michigan sheriffs in preserving the 416 program. I have the honor of serving on the Secondary Road Patrol Subcommittee for the Michigan Sheriffs and liaison often with Director Prince and Julie, and you know, their commitment to seeing that the over 100 secondary road patrol deputies assigned to patrolling our back roads and secondary roads throughout the state, they're seeing that our guys and gals out there are getting some of the best training available, and please, Director and Julie, know that those efforts have not went unnoticed. You know, there's a 7-mile stretch, 5-lane highway that travels through Mason County between Scottville and Ludington. Excuse me. In 2012, this highway was recognized as one of Michigan's most dangerous roads. And having a background in traffic crash reconstruction and access to UMTRI's traffic crash data, I was able to identify some of the challenges facing motorists on this stretch of road. I was able to collaborate with Dan Lund and Tim Terry, who have both since retired with MDOT. They were able to get designated left turn arrow traffic lights installed at our major intersections. In addition they also were able to install 3 digital speed display signs along that stretch of road, which was great to have. People now know how fast they're traveling. We were able to partner with our local media and the Michigan State Police Heart Post. Lieutenant Jeff White with the Heart Post there, he's been great. If I call him up and say, we're doing a traffic initiative on that stretch of road, can you help? He's always willing to send troopers to give us a hand with that. So because of those efforts, crash rates have been greatly reduced. You know, when we break down the numbers in 5-year intervals from 2004 to 2019, we witnessed an 84% decrease in A injury crashes. Those are our serious injury accidents. And in our area, generally that relates to people being meta-flighted to downstate hospitals for advanced care. We also saw a 59.8% decrease in overall crashes on that stretch of road. These remarkable numbers are only made possible because of the previously mentioned partners I've been able to work side by side with, and of course the men and women of the Mason County Sheriff's Office who day in and day out risk their lives for a safer Mason County. Once again, thank you to all of you who have committed your time and efforts to traffic safety throughout our state. And I look forward to many more years in partnering with all of you to make Michigan as safe as possible. Thank you again.
Awesome work. Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole. Well prepared, sir. Thank you so very much. I I think you might be the first traffic safety reconstructionist I've ever met, but I applaud you. Applause, applause, applause. All right, thank you, and very nice remarks. All right, our next honoree is Kids Always Ride Safely, or CARS, K-A-R-S, a program that provided child safety seat installation, instruction, and inspection to parents and guardians. The work of CARS, a program that began in 2011, addressed the problem of unrestrained or improperly restrained children and in passenger vehicles. The program, which provided inspections and installations of child safety seats for families in the Upper Peninsula, also offered child safety seats at a discounted cost to those who could not afford one at retail prices. In addition to the installation of privately supplied seats, the program sold 6,688 seats to families at a steep discount. These actions have ensured that thousands of UP children are better protected while traveling in a vehicle and greatly reduces their chances of injury in a crash. For protecting the most vulnerable members of our society, the Richard H. Austin Award goes to CARS. Accepting the award is Miss Diane Curry. Miss Diane Curry, might you be available?
I am. I'm here. Thank you.
Good morning and congratulations.
Thank you, Assistant Secretary of State Wheeler, Mike Prince, and the committee for this award. It's truly an honor. If I may, I'd like to give you a little bit of history. The idea of CARS came in about 2010 after I complained for several years to Jamie Dolan at OHSP about, in my opinion, the wisdom of distributing free car seats. I thought we should require a small fee. I felt the recipients of the car seats needed some quote unquote skin in the game. Well, Jamie and OHSP listened. They instructed me to develop a pilot program. Now, honestly, I was not complaining because I wanted the opportunity to develop a program. I really wanted the state to do it and then have them tell me what to do. So I wasn't in it for development of a program. But here I was, tasked with creating what eventually became the CARS program. And that development required extensive assistance from the Marquette County Health Department WIC staff. At the time, I had worked at the Marquette County Health Department. Marquette County was the first county to initiate CARS in 2011. During that year, technicians distributed 230 car seats and brought in $3,100 in program income. That compared to Marquette County's 2010 stats, where technicians distributed 64 free car seats. The numbers were clear. Charging a fee for car seats worked. OHSP gave us the go-ahead to continue the pilot program. Eventually, CARS involved all 15 Upper Peninsula counties, over 70 CPS technicians, numerous community partners, including all 6 health departments and every DHHS office. Law enforcement was represented in all the counties, yet other partners included fire, EMS, and hospital personnel. It was truly a community project. Through its 9 years of operation, the CARS program distributed 6,688 car seats. We accepted $119,000 in program income from the sale of car seats. We spent 3,300 hours conducting car seat education to WIC clients, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and caregivers. And our child passenger safety technician recertification rate increased to 78%, as compared to about 50% for the nation, I think, and 65 or so for the state. Personally, I believe our most significant achievement came in the form of empowerment. By simply requesting $20 per seat, WIC recipients learned to budget their money and placed a value on their car seat, which resulted in better care of the seat and, most important, a safer child. Of course, none of this could have been accomplished without the hard work and dedication of the following. I'd like to recognize my UP CPS co-workers, Sarah Derwin, Judy Pruner, and Becca Mino. Thank you for standing with me through all of this. The City of St. Ignace for serving as our fiduciary, specifically Chief Mark Wilk, along with Andrea, Kelly, and Sherry. A couple of post commanders need to be mentioned for all their years of support by sending mini troopers to trainings, storing car seats, etc. They include Detective Lieutenant Paul Campbell, the previous post commander of the Iron Mountain Post, and Lieutenant Randy Dennison, post commander of the County Met Post, not only for his support, but also for this award nomination and putting up for my coworker Judy Pruner up there in the copper country. Finally, not only do I want to thank OHSP for the wisdom of insisting we create our own program, but for believing in us and allowing us to lay a foundation in our communities that can be built upon. Also, a special thanks needs to go to the 4 people at OHSP that endured my complaints, listened to me, provided constructive criticism and encouragement. Thank you, Elisa Sledge, Allison Ketchkalo, Jessica Butterfield, and last but not least, Jamie Dolan. You made all the difference. Thank you very much.
And again, very, very special thank you to you, Miss Diane Curry. I happen to believe that the very best way to predict the future is to create it. And when you protect those who are most vulnerable, you are in fact creating the future. Job well done. You're so very deserving. Thank you for your nice remarks. All right. All right, let's move on. Our next award recipient is Dr. Dan Peterson. I'm sorry, Dr. Dan Petterson. You know, I've got these prepared remarks, and one of our writers, he is so detailed. He specifically spelled out your name, Dr. Dan Petterson, phonetically, and I chose to read it the other way anyway, so I apologize. Dr. Dan Petterson, a motorcycle safety advocate and educator for more than 40 years. Dr. Petterson was nominated for the Richard H. Austin Long-Term Service Award for his decades-long work supporting motorcycle safety efforts, education, and programs as president and CEO of SMARTER, Skilled Motorcyclist Association, Responsible, Trained, and Educated Riders Incorporated. Dr. Petterson's efforts in raising awareness about motorcycle safety have helped decrease the number of motorcycle-related crashes in recent years from more than 4,000 in 2008 to about 2,800 in 2019. In 1990, Petterson earned a doctorate in education and was certified by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation as a chief instructor. He was named the foundation's 2003 Rider Coach Trainer of the Year, and in 2011 was selected as one of 5 nationally to receive the foundation's award for extraordinary contributions to motorcycle safety. In 2014, the Michigan Driver and Traffic Safety Education Association chose Dr. Petterson as recipient of its Silver Male Award, which recognizing outstanding contributions to traffic safety education. And today, we honor him for his continued efforts toward motorcyclist safety. Congratulations, Dr. Petterson. Good morning. Turn your microphone on.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. I'm honored to accept this Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission Award on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Skilled Motorcyclist Association, Responsible, Trained, and Educated Riders. We certainly want to extend our appreciation to Emily with OHSP and Chad, recently retired from MDOS, for their nomination of our association. In 1985, Mr. John Twerk, a Yamaha dealer in Scottville, recruited me to become a rider instructor. Training I attended was led by Dr. Don Smith, now Professor Emeritus with MSU, with the assistance of Mr. Rich Henryon. Mr. Tom Hampton, the coordinator of Michigan's rider training program, attended our last day of training and welcomed the successful graduates to the family of Michigan rider education. Now, fast forward to 2007. Michigan's life-saving all-rider helmet law was under threat of repeal. So more than 20 years after I first met Mr. Twerk, Mr. Henryon, Mr. Hampton, Dr. Smith, these 4 would become founding members for the nonprofit educational association we would incorporate. Mr. Henryon is currently our board chairman, and Dr. Smith, our current vice chairman. Dr. Smith was the driving force behind our association. He told us how hard Richard Austin had worked as chairman of the Michigan State Safety Commission and as Secretary of State to retain our life-saving all-rider helmet law. And here we were 36 years later facing the same battle. As you know, Michigan motorcycle safety efforts took a huge step backwards when that law was repealed in April of 2012. The helmet law repeal has resulted in an increase of about 20 fatalities per year in the state of Michigan. We are in the middle of our 10th year since the law changed, so that decision has resulted in about 200 riders needlessly killed. Helmetless riders involved in a crash die at about 2 times the rate of riders wearing a helmet at the time of their crash. Helmet law is a clear example of how, in the world of motorcyclist safety, we are woefully inadequate in the use of data and research as the basis for our decisions. Our association has become the nationally recognized one-stop spot for accessing all aspects of motorcyclist safety research. Our mission is to gather, examine, catalog, share, post, and distribute motorcyclist safety, factual information, and research, and to advocate for the use of such knowledge as the basis of decision. So thank you, Chad, Emily, Director Prince, the selection committee, and others at OHSP involved in recognizing the value of our mission and our accomplishments. And lastly, but most important, I want to say thank you to my spouse, Susan, who not only puts up with my rants about motorcyclist safety issues, but also serves as the #1 and best editor of everything I write. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Skilled Motorcyclist Association, responsible, trained, and educated riders.
Dr. Don Petterson, congratulations to you. Again, congratulations, Diane Curry, and congratulations, Sheriff Kim Cole. I want to say a very special shout out to Carol Regan, our key staffer working with us inside the Secretary's office. And I want to turn it back over to Director Michael Prince. Thank you guys for having me this morning. It has been my pleasure, and keep up all your good work.
Thank you, Assistant Secretary of State Wheeler, for joining us this morning. We deeply appreciate it. And please convey our thanks to Secretary Benson and our best wishes. We deeply appreciate her carrying on the legacy of Richard Austin, Mr. Traffic Safety, and everything that the Department of State and the Secretary of State does to promote safer roadways in our state. You have a great traffic safety team there at SOS, and we deeply appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day.
I'd just like to take a moment now and first of all, congratulate all of our award winners. This has been a wonderful program so far, and we really appreciate it. And I would also like to just make note of our commissioners that are on the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission. Mr. Stephen Kiefer, who represents the Governor's Office, Ms. Linda Scarpetta, who represents the Michigan Department of Community Health, Mr. Ken Micklash, who is with the Department of Education, Carol Regan at the Michigan Department of State representing Secretary Benson, at the Michigan Department of State Police, Major Emmett McGowan, who represents Colonel Joe Gasper, and at the Michigan Department of Transportation, we have Mr. Greg Bruner representing MDOT's director, and then Rachel Telder at Aging and Adult Services Agency. And then we have 3 local government representatives, Sheriff Michael Poulin from over in Muskegon County, and Chief Ron Wiles from Grand Blanc Township. And as I mentioned at the start of the program, Hank Kelly, and this is Hank Kelly's last day on the commission, and we would like to thank her for her service up on the commission and wish her the very best. And she will be replaced starting tomorrow with Mr. William Miller, who is joining us, and he is on the Oakland County Commission. So we're really looking forward to working with Mr. Miller. Again, I'd like to take a moment and thank the members of the awards committee. I would also like to thank the Commission's Executive Assistant, Kara Rickert, for her work on coordinating today's event. Jamie Dolan, OHSP's UP Region Coordinator, for today's outstanding slide presentation, which gave you an opportunity to see some photos of some of these projects and the award recipients. Kendall Wingrove and the members of his communications team, Dennis Ramo and John Benalik, for their work on the news releases and all the other moving parts that go along with putting on a program like this. Today's event is a reminder that everyone can get involved in traffic safety, whether you're a high school student, a law enforcement officer, a distinguished researcher, or an elected official, and you can make a difference and change the trajectory of events that result in lives saved and injuries prevented. I have frequently mentioned that we're coming up on the Memorial Day holiday weekend, and unfortunately, despite our best efforts, there will probably be people on Monday who are going to be planning funerals for people that died over the holiday weekend. And the work we do in highway safety is an opportunity to intercept those events from happening. And if we can get people to buckle up, drive the speed limit, and not drink and drive, the vast majority of those fatalities we can prevent from happening. So on behalf of the Governor's Traffic Safety Advisory Commission, I'd like to thank all of the award recipients and everyone that nominated them. Your dedication, your innovation, your expertise are all so important, and those efforts help to save lives and reduce injuries on Michigan roadways. We honor your commitment, and we deeply appreciate everything that you do. So congratulations to you all. Thank you for being part of today's special event, and we hope you have a healthy, a happy, and a safe summer, and above all, a safe Memorial Day weekend, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.